Hi, namaste. How are you? Let me see. I'm gonna get the. There we go. Hopefully, I can turn this off, and you guys can hear that. That's like, there we go. Is that better? How are you? Um, we are doing yoga today, and oh yeah. So the full moon's today. Today is where I'm living is June 11th, and there will be this yoga class coming out in your Patreon as well as a sound healing, which I will record this evening. So I'm really excited for that. I love it. I just had one over the weekend. I did live and it was so fun. But we're talking about today, so a few announcents. Also, the Reiki session will be near the new moon. I actually have it in here. Let me tell you while I have you. If I can't find it really quick, then. But I believe it's the 24th, if I can remember. Sometimes I remember really well it's the 25th. The 25th of this month. So, and for that, I don't do a recording because you're basically just going to see me sitting doing this, right? So I write down your name in a book. I have a few people that are in the Patreon and a few clients that come, excuse me, have been with me for a while that are not in the Patreon. They're not really they just want the Reiki. So that's how I do it. I don't do a video for that, but just know that on that day, and I do that around 8:30 p.m. is when I start. So, but you can be doing anything you want when you receive the Reiki. And what I've also noticed is that if you have pets around, um, they will sometimes act as batteries and they'll hold some of the Reiki for you for later. So if you're like, I'm still like doing my thing in the evening, or you're not there, the Reiki will unfold within you when it needs to, and a lot of times it happens when you're sleeping, right? So just know that. So in other words, if you're driving a car, it doesn't mean you're not receiving the Reiki. You are. It's just like there's like a placeholder in your auric field that I see it in. Like sometimes it's in a ball, and then it's able to enter you when you are more restful. So it's just a neat thing that I've learned recently about energy as I continue to ascend. It's a never-ending process, right? But I wanted to talk to you about the full moon a little bit and what kind of things to do to celebrate this special auspicious time. So like it is perfectly normal to feel a little extra emotional when the moon is so full. Some of the things you can think about, like what to do, like sometimes you hear like letting go, but getting really clear, and it's any part of your life that needs a little extra power. So just getting really clear about what you want, and sometimes getting clear about what you want in your life when it comes to relationships, when it comes to things like protection. It means that you are doing that. You are, creating boundaries and letting go of maybe even people or places or things that aren't serving you in the highest. So it's not technically wrong to say that. Um, but yeah, so if it's love relationships, protection of the home, placing salt outside the doorways and it could be more than one doorway if you have traffic that comes in and out a lot of the doorways. I just know for my pets, I don't put it in the back area where they come in and out of the yard because they will eat the salt. Um, just a step FYI there. What else? Whatever. Oh yeah, removing psychic blocks. So if you want to increase your intuitive mind and your third eye and your connection to your spirit team, your higher self, your guides, that this would be a good time to set that intention. So it's anything that it's like a magnifying. It would be like if the full moon were a crystal, it would be a quartz. So it would be amplifying. Okay, so for yoga today, I just wanted to say that I wanted to do this theme, and then I changed my mind, where I just come in, I'm not showered, I just have on my pajamas, and I teach a yoga class, so you could just see me as I really am and do this thing about reality. And then my daughter saw me, said, I'm going to teach like this because I'm going to do this theme, and I explained it to her, and she's like, Mom, no. And then I was like, because she's my mirror, we're all each other's mirrors. And then I realized, like, yeah, it kind of shows like I'm not respecting you, right? I'm not respecting myself. I'm not respecting you either because I didn't like at least wash my face and brush my hair, which I did brush my hair, but it always kind of looks like I didn't. I always have yoga hair. But my thing is that, yeah, how do we show up really raw and really real, but just put in that right amount of effort where we're not like, yeah, in our sweatpants. I was going to wear sweatpants to yoga, which is like not something I would normally do. Yeah, so and it's also that last month was Mental Health Awareness Month, right? So just looking at that, one of the things that helps our mental health and awareness is that if we do take care of ourselves on a hygienic level. So I was so thankful for her. But I wanted to show you these cards as part of the Mental Health and Awareness Vagus Nerve deck. A lot of somatic healing is yoga, and yoga is somatic healing. But I love this deck, and this lovely lady, Melissa Romano, you can follow her. I think she's both on TikTok and Instagram, and she gives little tips. Tapping is something that I'm certified in. I teach it one-on-one. I like some other yoga teachers that do it as well. We do it in classes now because it is very yoga. So we're going to do a little bit of that today, but I just wanted to share the things that help me to heal, that help me to stay grounded, that allow my life to be more full. I want to share those things with you. So you might want to check her out. Even if you don't want the card deck, just follow her. If you're more of like a visual person, just follow her on Instagram. All right, so today we are going to take care of ourselves and love ourselves in the highest. So let's do that. Let's come back. I'm gonna come on back here, and hopefully you can see me well enough. I'm gonna move this a little. My glasses here. Yeah, I know the lighting. I'm always working better on the lighting and the sound. And what will you need today? I always kind of recommend like two yoga blocks if you can. Oh, that looks a little better than I thought. All right, cool. So like maybe 2 yoga blocks. I'm just gonna move this back a little bit. Okay. All right, and then we'll find a comfortable seat today. Nice. All right. So what should we tap on? Your tapping for you could be personal to whatever it is that you're going through. So whenever you follow me in tapping, and I have some on my YouTube account, and I send some on my Instagram, but whenever you tap with me, feel free to change the words to whatever it is that you need, or even to not say the words at all and just feel the tapping, right, as a way to ground. But as tapping is a call and a response, but feel free that when you repeat what I'm saying, so you'll just repeat kind of like a parrot repeats words, you'll repeat it out loud, not to me, but to yourself. You can change those words a little differently to be more specific to what's going on in your life right now. Also, in tapping, we say what's going on. So we actually will say what we're feeling. So if we're feeling, and we're going to work with today this not feeling like we're enough. And it doesn't mean that you're not enough, but we declare it. We declare, even though I'm not enough, I totally love and respect myself. And by doing that, we're acknowledging that we can have feelings, right? And we're not trying to push them down. We're bringing them up, and out, and processing them. So it's a process. So we don't just stop there, we keep going. And you'll see like how it gets better, and we process it in many different ways. Okay, so we're gonna start right here at your pinky finger. We come right down to the meaty part of your palm, and you can do your 2 little peace fingers, and you're just gonna tap right here, tap, tap, tap. I'm gonna come a little closer because I can kind of see myself in a way, but I don't know if you can see me as good as I think you can. You know, I have a ring light. It's supposed to help it. You can keep tapping as I continue to perfect the lighting. It all depends on that sun, and the sun keeps moving. I know. The sun's moving, the moon's moving. Deep breath in, Deep breath out. We'll say, even though I don't feel like I'm enough, I totally love and accept myself. You go to the top of the head. I feel like no matter what I do, it's not good enough. I could do 9 things out of 10 correctly, but still get one thing wrong. And that one thing I obsess over. Even though those 9 things, check mark them off my list. So you can repeat that any way you want, make it your own. Big breath in, big breath out. When it comes to like your eyebrow center, like kind of like your third eye center right here, and just really lightly on your face. Anytime you tap on the face, really light. Deep breath in, deep breath out. I feel like I try so hard and I can never make anyone happy. All I want to do is do a good job. I'm going to go to the corners of the eyes. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Part of me knows that getting 9 things out of 10 check marked is enough. I'm going to go under the eyes. Part of me knows that 9 things out of 10 is still an A. Big breath in, big breath out. Underneath your nose. So it's right that bow, the bow of the lip, just nice and soft, so no bruising. Big breath in, big breath out. I'm not giving myself enough credit. I'm going to go underneath, right at like this little chin crease underneath the bottom lip. I got an A. And I'm giving myself an F for that one mistake. Instead of seeing it as a mistake, I can see it as a learning experience. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Nice job. So we're going to go, did we do the corner of the eyes? I think so. Okay, my apologies. Then we're going to go right here underneath the collarbones and just a little tapping. Big breath in, big breath out. Big breath in, big breath out. Just like maybe 3 of those, just to really process. I'm doing a really good job. That's what you say too. You say, I'm doing a really good job. Say that 2 more times. I'm doing a really good job. I'm doing a really good job. Good job. I'm going to go to that meaty part of your palm again. Big breath in, big breath out. I may have heard from people when I was younger that I was not doing a good job. I know as an adult, that's not true. So you're going to go to the top of your pointer finger, big breath in, big breath out. I am enough. And you go to the next finger, the middle guy there. Big breath in, big breath out. I am enough. I can say no. And I'm going to go to the bottom of the pinky finger. When I say no, I make more room for what I do want to do in my life. I'm going to bring your fingers to your belly. Big breath in, big breath out. And if the belly doesn't feel good to you, you don't have to like kind of, if that's like an area, you can go right to the underneath the armpit area, which I'm going to come to next. Big breath in, big breath out. I don't have to do more to prove myself. I'm going to go underneath the armpit, or you can stay right at that belly area. So just tapping. I know we're doing this a little early today. By doing a little bit less, I have more time to rest. I don't have to prove myself to anyone. Big breath in, big breath out. I'm going to finish right at the top of the head, just tapping it out, tap, tap, tap. Tapping it out, and big breaths here if you need to. If you need to like kind of anything to release out any more of this that's going on. I'm gonna tap like my arms if you want to feel the tapping the top of the hands. I'm into tapping. All right, and just even for the legs, I'm gonna bring the legs out in front. I'm gonna tap down the legs, even the feet, giving your feet a little love. Letting it all go. Big breath in. Big breath out. You are enough. All right. Nice job. Okay. So for this next part, we're going to come to a tabletop. We're going to move that. We're going to move some of that out and integrate that into your body as you inhale. Lift and lengthen through the crown of the head, the tailbone. Just like a wave of the spine, starting with your low back, your sacrum right here in this area. You start initiating that movement of the rolling and rounding through the spine. The head's the last to kind of come in. And then from the sacrum, this low back, one vertebrae at a time. Good. And you can either have the tops of your toes on the floor or your toes tucked. There's a lot of meridians or energy centers in your feet, so having the toes tucked helps to wake up those energies in the body, helps to support your immune system. Okay, nice. Good. And then find a neutral spine, neither rounding nor lifting. There you go. You're going to bring your knees kind of wide. Bring the big toes to touch. Good. Bring your hips back. Reach the arms forward. And rest your forehead down to your mat. And just take a few moments here in Balasana and Child's Pose to arrive. And if it's more comfortable to bring a block underneath your forehead or your hands underneath your forehead, do that. Just a few more breaths where you are. If you're a little newer, I'm going to come up, but you can stay in it unless you need to come up. If you're a little newer to the yogic breath, it's an ever so soft restriction of the glottis at the back of the throat. Your jaw is soft, right? So the mouth is closed. And there's like this soft snore that comes through the nasal passages, past the throat, inflate the lungs nice and full and slow. And then you match that exhale. It's not a forceful exhale, it's that same matching soft exhale from the rib cage out of the throat and out of the nostrils. And it creates like this oceanic sound of the breath. It's very warming to the internal temperature of the body, but calming to the nervous system, right? So it helps that vagus nerve to relax. It's like if you could pet your vagus nerve like you would pet a cat, and it would start to purr. All right, so you're gonna reach the arms out in front if they aren't already. Come back up to your tabletop. Tuck the toes under, downward facing dog. Bend one knee and then the other. Good. Just taking a moment here to kind of stretch. And like a cat in a cat stretch, like a cat in the sunlight, bending one knee and then the other. And you can have a really short downward dog or inverted V, if you want to call it that. You can stay there. I just need to come up. My hands are a little slippery because I put on lotion. I was gonna come in all rugged and like not showered or hairbrush. I was gonna brush my teeth. That was my chimes. My chimes from sound healing. I just need a little. Okay. All right. So from your down dog, if you haven't already come up, walk those feet forward, top of mat. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale to fold. Press into the feet. Inhale, come all the way up. Big stretch up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Take a deep breath in. What we'll do here, deep breath out, is we'll take a moment. We're going to join in together in an Om. And in this Om, we're setting this intention, right? And this intention could be what we just tapped on, right? It could be, I am enough. It could be, in this full moon, this is what I want to magnify, right? That I'm enough. That I'm enough just as I am. I don't have to do anything. Right? So anything like that. So is coming up for you today. It could be our theme or anything else that's going on for you. Let's just take a moment here to either close the eyes, gaze at your fingertips or a spot on the floor, and think of this beautiful, beautiful gift that you want to amplify for yourself. And we'll seal in, very nice, we'll seal in with one Om. Please join me. Bring the arms down by the side, press into the feet. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Good, exhale, still vibrating on that beautiful sound of Om. Fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale to fold. Step both feet back. We're going to come right into your Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. In your down dog, just setting up the alignment a little more. The fingers are spread just wide enough. Press down to your index finger mound, the thumb mound, the pinky finger mound, the outer heel of the hand. And then look back at your feet. And even if the heels aren't touching, with for most of us, they never will, which is fine. You still kind of anchor into that same mirror image as the hands with your feet. It's the big toe mound is the inner heel. The pinky toe mound, the outer heel. So you feel that energy. Good. Strong foundation. From that place of pressing down into the arms, you feel that lift up into the heart. From the heart, you go back down and out into the earth. You get longer, you get taller in your down dog. You might even feel your vertebrae lengthening. I'm going to look forward. Tiptoe your feet forward to the top of your mat. And I say you may not, right? Inhale, halfway lift, belly is nice and strong, navel towards the spine. Exhale, fold. Press through the feet. Inhale, come all the way up to stand. This time we exhale, fold forward and empty. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold. You can use your yoga blocks as extensions for your arms here. Right foot goes way back. Good. And your hands might you might come to tented fingers. Your hands might be on the floor. I'm just going to modify here, so if you need the blocks, I'm right here with you. The back knee can be lifted or the back knee down. Just take one more inhale here and look forward. You got it. And then exhale, downward facing dog. We take one breath in. So here for the exhale, inhale, right into high plank. And high plank, the wrists and shoulders line up. I'm gonna modify on my knees. Gazes slightly forward through the tops of the eyebrows. Bend the elbows more to the back of the room. Yeah, and then inhale, come up right into your baby cobra. Baby cobra, big cobra. If your back is really warm, the pelvis might lift. And let's just lower down to the forehead for a moment. So let's kind of build that just a little bit. Okay. So as you rest your forehead down, bring the hands back to that chaturanga arm, right? So your elbows are bent, the palms press down towards your mat. Good, and press down through the toenail bed of your feet. Yeah, so the feet won't lift. I know, you're gonna press down into the feet. We're gonna start to inhale here, and then just start to curl your torso up. The head will follow, and you gaze slightly forward. Yeah, nice. Just take a moment to take a deep breath in. Good, and then from here, you're gonna feel like your legs and your torso could all come in a little bit more into the pelvis. You're gonna lift your hands up. So feel that? Yeah. And just curl up a little more. Now go ahead, press down, bring your forehead down, take a little rest here, deep breath in. Deep breath out. We're gonna bring a little more power into the arms, a little energy into the arms here, so it changes our focal point. So draw those head of the arms more into the socket of the arm if you can. And then just imagine just enough that the wingtips of the shoulders, the shoulder blades come together down the back, firing up your rhomboids. So little tiny muscles that are right where you would either imagine your bra line is or where it literally is. Kind of like in that area for most bras. Good. Good, and then keep that. We're gonna inhale, start to curl up and lift up. So you might come into it like a baby cobra or a big up dog if you're warm enough. But you want to feel like your shoulders move more right to left. You can stay there. I'm sorry if I came up and I confused you. Right? More right to left than, right, this is, whoa, what not to do. Right? And we're more, even if you're right here, you can be right here. Some people's spines, this is their up dog. And that is fine. That's where they're at for their spine. So just be where you need to be. If the pelvis is lifted, my pelvis is lifted, you can't tell with my shirt. Be where you need to be, downward facing dog. There's so many ways, right, to explore, and you can stay in your down dog, to explore your yoga. Right? It doesn't have to, the nice thing I love so much about yoga is that it can waver and change and fit you from day to day, right? No matter what's going on, you're enough, just as the day is, right? You don't have to be less or more just because of you execute a pose differently. That is what it is for that day, and I just love that beautiful lesson of our yoga practice. But it's a practice, not a perfect. Kind of gaze forward, walk or float, top of mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, press to the feet. Inhale, come all the way up. Press down, reach high. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Top of a push-up, high plank. Exhale to low. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Full breath in. Full breath out. Good. More like that. Full breath in. Full breath out. Nice. We're going to look forward at your left limb. Left foot steps forward. You can have your blocks again. Hands on your blocks. Or on tippy top of your fingertips. Step right foot forward and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Left foot steps back. Gazes forward. You can have your hands on your blocks, right? You can definitely use them if you need them. Around the other one. If you like doing down dog with your blocks, you can do that too. Downward facing dog. You have one breath in, one breath out. Good. Inhale, ripple forward into high plank. Exhale to low. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Full breath in. Full breath out. Gaze forward at your right thumb. Right foot steps forward. You have a full breath in. Left foot meets the right at the top of the mat. Exhale and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Come all the way up. Good. Hands to heart center. We're going to take a wide stance. You're going to face the long edge of your mat. You can face it towards me. I'm just going to get my yoga block. Yeah, there we go. Bring your right foot. I'm going to try to do opposite of you. Your right foot to face to that front edge of your mat. Hopefully you're kind of warmer now. Reach the arms out from the shoulders. Bend into your front knee, your right knee. Good. Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. The hips, right, and the heart, so the shoulders and the hip points face to the side of the room here. So for some of us, we have to bring the back hip back a little more, right? Because sometimes, not always, but sometimes the hips want to move towards that front arm. So just notice that. So open hips and heart. Soft gaze at the right front fingertips. Nice. Flip your right palm, reach up, reach a little bit back. Just to find that length through the side body. So good. You're going to bring that length with you. Front forearm to thigh. Extended side angle. Perhaps that top hand to your top hip. Yeah, and just take a moment here to take a deep breath in. Yeah. And then from the stems of your legs and your feet, hug into the pelvis. Good. And take a moment to just kind of bow at your own heart. And when you do that, it automatically kind of brings your booty back in space. And your sit bones actually broaden. Good. Keep that. And then from your waistline down, lengthen. That kind of puts you back to that middle place. Yeah, that sweet spot where you feel that Uddiyana Bandha, that core lock again. Nice. Keep that. And then from your pelvis, press down and out into the earth. And like a springboard through the lengths of the feet and the legs up to the pelvis. Perhaps that top arm will come up, bicep by the ears. You reach the fingertips forward. And if you notice you kind of lose that connection of arms into heart that we talked about, you can bring the arm towards me to the side and tiny little spiral, the pinky finger down, bring that head of the arm bone back, and just offer the bicep by the ear. So you just want to reach far enough, but not so much so that you collapse out of the pose. And so is that right amount. And you're always enough. You don't have to over effort. You don't have to overreach. You can do just enough because you are enough. Good. One more big breath in. Nice. Big breath out. We're going to inhale, come all the way up. Nice. Hands to your waist. You're going to dial your right toes to face forward. So both toes, if you can, as best as you can, face forward. The pinky toe edge of your feet are parallel with back and front of mat. We're going to inhale, lift up. Good. And as you exhale, blocks can assist you underneath your hands as you fold forward. And just a few breaths here. Right, and this is like it's a way to decompress, but it's also a way to stay connected and engaged. So you just want to feel those strong feet and legs as you press down through the four corners of the feet. Good, and just a few more breaths here. I got a little cramp in my one. Good. And then slowly come on up. I'm going to heel my feet in. All right, I'm going to dial your left toes towards that short edge of your mat. When you reach your arms out, perhaps your wrists are right underneath your ankles. It might be a shorter stance with the legs or a broader stance. You're going to bend into your left knee here. Nice. Really take up some space in your strong Virabhadrasana. Virabhadra was a strong warrior. I like to say a strong, peaceful warrior. And allow your breath to be that sound, that vehicle, that tool that a sword would be. Right? A sword could just cut right through anything. Allow your breath to be that steadfastness that allow you to stay centered no matter what, right? Then inhale in as you expand through the rib cage. Exhale out as you feel that soft hug of your core muscles. Snuggle in closer to yourself. I'm going to flip your left palm, reach up, reach back. So good. So yeah, so it's a lot of side body long. It's feeling this in your peaceful, again, peaceful warrior or reverse warrior. Give that strong bend in the front knee as the inner thigh rolls in and up. And take all this beautiful space and length with you, front forearm to thigh. And just remember, keep your, this would be your right hand to your right hip. Okay. And we'll build it the same way as we did before on the other side by just opening up to what is as you take a deep breath in. And just notice what you notice here. There could be doubt. And answer that doubt by hugging into the self, right? By hugging the legs into the pelvis. We look into the cave of our own heart, our own truth for our answers. We know that innately we are good. The sit bones broaden just enough. The tailbone lengthens just enough as the waistline ever narrows as you bring the lengthening of the waistline down. You might even notice that the sit bones come closer together as you kind of chest that right amount. Bring that top arm up and overhead. And if you feel like you winged your shoulders off your back, you bring the arm to face towards me, towards the side of the room. Just a tiny spiral, the pinky finger towards the floor. And just bring the bicep, by the ear. So it's just enough that you're reaching more from your whole entirety of your body, right? So you stay connected to your heart space. Keep the stems of the legs into the pelvis. Your feet firmly grounded into the earth. A few more breaths here. You are enough just as you are. You don't really have to do, you don't even have to do this pose. If you hate this pose, you could just chill out and breathe. Good, inhale, come all the way up. Good, and then straighten the front leg. I'm going to dial all of your toes once again to face to the side of the room. And inhale, lift up through the heart. Good, exhale, fold forward. This time as you fold, you're going to walk the hands off your mat, right? And we're doing like a wide-legged forward fold, down dog hybrid, right? And to do that, we're going to kind of bring your heart kind of more forward in space, like almost like you're going to do a handstand, but we're not, right? And then from here, keep that deep connection of your shoulders into the socket of the arms. So it's like this settling in. Keep that. And then press your seat back. Press your heart through the arms, not literally, but, and then through the legs, not literally, but you get the idea. So there's all this beautiful length. There's all this beautiful traction. An amazing space. And of course, if you need to take a shorter stance with your feet for your hamstrings or your low back, you make this a little shorter from front to back of mat, right? And the same with the hands. If you felt like you went too far forward, you can walk those hands in a little bit. Just a few more breaths here. One more big breath in. Big breath out. Good. I'm going to walk the hands in. You need to toe heel your feet in, and I'm going to bend my knees if that helps you. Hands catch the top of your thighs, slowly come up. This time you're just going to dial your toes out and come right into goddess. Goddess pose. Good. And then from here, I feel like, oh yeah, you hug the ribs in, you lengthen your tailbone down, you spread your fingers really wide, elbows in line with the shoulders. The knees start to travel out towards that second toe in from the big toe, and your inner thighs roll up. So it is a standing hip opener. 5 more, 5 more breaths here. You got it. 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, we're gonna come all the way up. Okay, bring the arms down by the side. Toes go forward, heels go out. Toe heel your feet in. Nice job. I know. Shake it out a little bit. Oh my, I know. All right. We are actually going to come down to your mat. I'm going to do that similar shape that you just did. And there's a couple of ways to do it. but we're gonna do it with a little bit more of a hip opener, okay? It's called, in some poses it's called frog. There's different variations of frog, but you can do this at the wall. Yeah, you can see me right there, okay. So I'm gonna show you at the wall first, because I have a feeling that you guys are gonna really like that. And then, yeah. Okay, so you might want to move your mat, if you're going to lay down. So you move your mat to the wall. I'm going to show you both ways. You're going to be on your back. So especially if you have any like knee, I know one leg's not in frame, but this is basically what it's frog pose. So you might have, you can scoot yourself a little closer if you don't feel it, but this is your frog legs without the gravity pushing down on your body. Now if you want to be on your mat doing your frog pose, I have plenty of padding here, so I don't have to do it, but I'll show you. You can either fold your mat in half, right, like this, or you can fold the ends in, like so, to have a little extra for your knees. This mat is very thick, so I don't need to do that, but I'm gonna walk. Oh, let me grab my blocks. I'll show you with blocks. If you want to, you can bring your blocks underneath your torso to kind of hold you up a little bit, but I'm probably not gonna use them. And then, yeah, so you can see my feet here. As best as you can, if your ankle flexibility will allow, your ankles will be in line with your knees, and then you fold. So you can use your blocks for that. I'm just gonna scooch these out of the side. Yeah, and we won't live here all day. You can also just do regular old-fashioned goddess, which is what you just did. This is like goddess on the floor. I know. Big breath in, big breath out. So knowing even when things get tough and hard, that you're still enough, right? You're still enough just as you are. Just a few more breaths here. You know, sometimes it's a lot. And you breathe into it, you breathe nice and full. That was my arm. I'm like sliding into this pose. Okay, and just a few more breaths there. I'm going to read you a nice, beautiful quote while you open up your hips. You know, it's like torture, isn't it? So nice. So with this idea, it's the idea of not enoughness, but you are, so it's just an idea, it's not a truth. It's hard to find this, but I put a little, I did dog ear the page. Believe that you can. If he did it, why can't you? If she did it, why can't you? If they did it, so could you. Believe that you can, and you will. You are enough. You are enough just as you are. You're perfect and amazing. And take a few more breaths there. So a couple different ways to come out of frog if you're on your belly. If you have blocks underneath, you can bring them out. You can bring the feet together. You can do a belly flop if you're on your back. And just come to your side in a fetal position. And what we're going to do is we're going to come all the way onto your belly. All the way onto your belly on your mat eventually. And you want your forehead either on your mat, or you can make a little pillow with your hands. Now, big breath in, big breath out. You did such a good job today. All right. we are going to stretch out your arms. So I'm going to face you this way so you can kind of see. You're going to bring your arms out like you're like you're hugging the earth underneath you. Bring your right arm in, palm down, close to your rib cage, elbow up towards the ceiling, and we'll roll to your left shoulder. And then you can either bend your right knee, bring the foot in front of you or behind you. And then some of you might be able to mesh your right hand towards your left hand. This is not something I can do. And it's just a few breaths here. Okay. Super uncomfortable for you. I know you can bring a block underneath your head. You can do more of a side, like a front arm side lying, right? If you have like some intense neck and shoulder stuff going on and your arm does not allow you to rotate in this way. So just a few heads up there if you need that visual one more time. So it'd be arms straight out in front. Make a little pillow for your ear, and then you can kind of take that into that. Yeah, so just a few more breaths on this side, however your body allows you to feel this. We'll unwind. Got it. And then switch. Knowing one side might feel very different than the other. Choosing what you would like to do. The opposite arm. You might reach for hand to hand. Just a few more breaths here. Good. Come back to center. I know. And then we have one last pose. We'll do a few stretches on your back. You can either take seal or Sphinx. So this is our Sphinx pose. I call it Labrador Retriever pose in the front yard. It's also how my wine sits. Or you can come up for seal. And just have a few breaths here. I know, little flow today, a little yin to feel that blanketed in of just enoughness, that right amount of balance of heat and ice, of yes and no, to create a firm boundary as you settle into this full moon. And just a few more breaths here, wherever you are is where you're meant to be. If you came out of the pose or gently rested your head down into the pillow of your hands, or if you stayed through it, either way is just enough. There's no finish line here. There's a finish line in a race, but in life, there is not. There's just experience. There's no right or wrong either. There's no good or bad. See if you can drop even deeper into your breath through that rhythm of the inhale and the matching exhale. Okay, I'm going to slowly lower down, and then just make a little pillow with the hands or bring a cheek to the side. A few breaths here. Breathing into the low back area. Good. 2 more like that. 2 more big breaths. And we are going to make your way to your back, if that's just rolling onto your back where you are. If it's finding a down dog to counter your back bend that you just explored, you can find your big inverted V once more. And then make your way to reclining position on your back. And it's an option to just go right into Shavasana if you'd like. One more pose, we're going to work on supine twist. The right knee comes in, the left hand comes to the outside of the thigh. Right arm comes out to the side as you find your twist. And just a few breaths here. Could be a big breath in, perhaps a rinsing exhale out of the mouth. And again, big breath in and let it go. One more like that. The magic of 3. And then slowly come back to center. Bring the right leg long. Pull the left knee in. And that opposite arm, that left knee comes out to the side. As the right hand catches the thigh, you twist it out. Big breath in. And let it go. And again, big breath in. And one more like that. Settle in even more. And slowly come back to center. Bring the feet out to the corners of your mat, your arms out by the side. I'm going to come up and move from the ukulele. You stay there, stay in your Shavasana. If it's you need socks on your feet or blanket over you, anything that you need to bring yourself to this place of deeper relaxation. Allowing yourself to soften in even more and more as you let go. You did such a good job feeling your feelings, being where you need to be in your practice today. Om Namah Shivaya, Gurave Satchitananda. Nishpram Panchaya Shantaya Niralambaya Tejase Om Namah Shivaya Guruve Satchitananda Motaye Nishpam Panchaya Shantaya Niralambaya Tejase Om Shanti Om Shanti 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 Om. You can just wiggle your fingers and your toes. You're also welcome and invited to find gentle movement as you roll your head right and left and left and right. Bend at the knees and roll to your favorite side to a fetal position. Take a moment here in your fetal position to find gratitude for showing up today in your body, on your mat, and in your life. Slowly make your way up to a comfortable seat. Bring your hands before the heart. Bowing to the same light. Take your moment here. I know. To that same light within and all around. Namaste to you. Namaste. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. A wonderful day. A beautiful full moon, knowing that the full moon is sometimes can be a little extra emotional, but that's okay. And you know, there's an amplifier too, so it's a good release. And whatever it is that you want more of, gotta let go to receive. And it could be knowing that you are enough, because you are. Right? If someone else did it, you can do it. Thank you so much, and I will see you. I'll see you guys next time.